48-hour readathon.
Ow, my internet sort of went out.
It's time, but I'm literally exhausted. Oh my god.
It's when everybody's stupid.
Guys, the readathon is now over. Hello everyone and welcome to my 48-hour readathon. I know that a 48-hour readathon seems literally insane and I agree. I have never done one of these, but my goal for spring break is to be on my phone as little as possible, so I'm doing 10 books in 10 days and a 48-hour readathon. But this is the 48-hour readathon. The way that this is gonna work is that I'm starting today at 11 a.m. Then it's gonna be tomorrow, 11 a.m. and that's day one. And then the day after is gonna be 11 a.m. and that's gonna be my second day. And when I end, I thought about doing it with like a timer and pausing whenever I sleep, but I only have a week of spring break, so I'm just bracketing off 2 days. I can sleep as much as I want. I'm not really gonna put a lot of pressure on myself. The fact that I'm even reading for 2 consecutive days, basically straight, is enough for me to be satisfied. So I can sleep here and there. I can sleep for a full 9 hours, whatever I please. Here's a stack of what I 100% want to get to. Currently right in the middle of the Lightlark series. I've read the first 2 books, so I'm going to continue on with the second 2. I want to try reading The Bride Test. It seems a little bit shorter and it's a romance novel, so I think it'll be a good book to add in there. My next pick is a thriller because I have been on a Freedom McFadden kick. It is The Teacher. I feel like her books are literally the perfect novels to read during these readathons because they go by so quickly. This is a big one. I'm finally reading Project Hail Mary. When I'm recording this, the movie is coming out in exactly 1 week, so I think I'm literally picking the perfect time to finally get to this book. I saw countless people saying that you have to listen to the audiobook of this. I went on Libby and they did not have it for several months. So after doing a little searching, most people said that the Audible audiobook is so good, but I do not support anything Amazon. I don't like Bezos, Amazon, and Audible is an Amazon company. The good thing though is that I've never been on Audible, so they're giving me a free trial and I will be having the audiobook to this. Really also want to get to Where the Girls Lie. I read the Ace of Spades ages ago, literally when I was in high school, got it from the library, rated it 5 stars, and I still think about it constantly. That's how good it was. So I think it's time for me to finally pick this one up. Last thing I have is not a book, but it is a comic book of sorts. It's really big, but you can see like the illustrations on the inside, but this is a book about Palestine, kind of the history of it, and especially looking into the West Bank and the Gaza Strip in the past 40 or 30 years. I'm excited to learn more about Palestine. Since I am doing 10 books in 10 days, the pick for that is Skyshade, the 3rd book in the Lightlark series, so this is what I'll be starting with. But the 48-hour readathon is starting now. Hi everyone, I thought it would be a good time to give you guys an update because we are more than 3 hours in. I'm still reading Skyshade. I'm on page 213 and there's almost 400 pages, so I made it past the halfway mark. This is very much so a no spoiler zone, so I won't be telling you guys anything that'll ruin any of the books in the series. I'm in the 3rd book so far, and I feel like especially in book 1 and 2, the first 300 pages were so uninteresting, and in the final 100 pages, it's like back to back, boom, 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 action, love, romance, complications, power, political struggle. Like everything happens in the final 100 pages. I wish it was just a little more distributed because then I would actually care for the story. I usually only read series that are complete. I did not know that Lightlark is not complete and that there's one final book coming out. I don't know if I will be reading the 5th one. Luckily, I'm glad that I didn't buy these. It's an alright series, but I would not recommend it. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it to anyone. I'll finish this one and read the 4th one and we'll see where it goes. So I'm gonna get back into this reading now. I am back and I just finished my first book. I don't really know how to feel about this series. I feel like I'm just losing it and I'm not too interested. Before I start book number 4, I think I'm gonna take a break. Total time it took me to read this one though is 5 hours. Since I need a break before this one, I think I'm gonna decide to start The Bride Test. Just under 300 pages and the text is pretty big, so I'm hoping I can get through this decently fast. So I'm going to continue this readathon with The Bride Test. I've been reading for 7 hours now and I'm a little bit hungry, and if you're new here, you probably might not know this, but every single readathon I make a Lunchable, so it's time. I have my Lunchable, so I'm getting ready to eat. About halfway into The Bride Test, and I'm so happy that I decided to take a break from the Lightlark series. Is this romance book basically about a mail-in bride? Yes, but the way that the author is doing it is good so far. I hope that it continues that way, but I'm gonna continue reading. I really like our main characters, like their dynamic too. But after I finish, I'll make sure to let you guys know my thoughts. Finished my second book, which was The Bride Test. Finished at 9 hours and 40 minutes, so it took me 4 hours and 40 minutes to finish. I would say it took me an extra 45 minutes more than usual because I was listening to the audiobook and like kind of cleaning and doing chores. Which is nice because it means that I can do like some other things throughout this readathon, and luckily Libby had this audiobook, so I listened to it for about an hour and a half, I would say. Our MMC has autism, so he deals with that a lot, and Esme, our FMC, is born and raised in Vietnam, so she has a hard time kind of adjusting to America. So it was really nice having two main characters who were like human. But I think I'm gonna start this now, hoping that I can at least finish this before I take a nap or anything. I'll make sure to check in with you guys. I have now made it to hour 12. I'm on page 154 of Crown Tide. I'm now 4 books into the series and the love triangle is still going. I think it's just so stupid because from the beginning, it was so obvious who was gonna be. But to finish through this series, I had to bring my support out, which is of course snacks.
One thing that I'm realizing that I absolutely loathe in books is when everybody's stupid. Like, why is there no one smart? Like, why are we making the same mistakes over and over? It annoys me, but this is what happens when you're in a love triangle. Because one man is already too much work. Two is obviously just gonna make you insane.
I have just now completed Crown Tide. Honestly, feel like reading these final 2 books was kind of slowing and dragging me down, so I'm happy that I'm kind of done with the series. Finished just after our 14-hour mark, meaning that I read it in about 4.5 hours, I want to say. I'm super tired now. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm feeling groggy, so I think what I'm going to do is take a shower, then come back and start my next pick. So I'll be seeing you guys afterwards. I am now back from my shower. I feel way more refreshed, still a little tired, but I feel like I have 1 book left in me if I choose the right book. And I think I have a good one in mind. It's The Teacher by Frida McFadden. As we all know, her books move so fast. The other 2 readathons that I've done, I read a Frida McFadden book and they just move so fast. Literally, we've reached hour 15 now, so I'm gonna start my thriller mystery and see how it goes. Hey guys, I read for 45 minutes, but I'm literally exhausted. It's almost 3 a.m. and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. So I think I'm gonna sleep for 3 hours, and then when I wake up, I can dive back into the book. So I am going to sleep now, but I'll see you guys whenever I wake up. I am awake, but literally so tired. As you guys saw, I took a nap for about 3 hours from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then I had to wake up, drive my sister to school, come back home. I had about 45 minutes of time in which I was editing, but then I had to take a break, get my brother ready for school. Then after he was gone, I finished up my editing. It took about another 30 minutes, and since then I've been continuing to read The Teacher. I wanted to finish this before going to sleep last night, but that was just not happening because I was so exhausted. My eyes were droopy, and by that point I was in bed. Once I get in my comfy, cozy bed sheets,
story over.
we are in the 23rd hour though. In just 1 hour, we will be a full day or halfway into this readathon. There's 2 main characters, Eve and Addie. Eve is a teacher at a high school and Addie is a student at the high school. As we start off the book, we don't exactly know what happens, but something between Addie and a teacher who was also Eve's mentor happens and he has to get fired. And like, she's in high school, she's a 16-year-old girl and he's a middle-aged man. And so now we're a year past that into a new school year. Eve, Addie's teacher now. So we're switching back and forth between these 2 main characters. We'll see where it's going, but based on what my mind is forecasting, it's gonna be interesting. I have a feeling that I'm not gonna like a majority of the characters, but it's a book that's built that way. Like, you're gonna hate the characters and you're just gonna want to find out what happens. So I'm gonna continue reading and I'll be back at the 24-hour mark. As I'm reading this book and munching on my snacks, I cannot help but think, like, who is raising these people? Because why is everyone and their mother so weird? Everyone has a quirk, but it's not even a quirk because, like, you're just peculiar. Like, you're just peculiar. You're actually just peculiar. What is up, everyone? I am here with the announcement that we are about to hit our 24-hour mark. We have been reading for a whole day, and so now we're moving into the second half. If I'm being quite honest, I think in the second day I'll be doing less reading because A, I have to edit a video and post today, and I just feel like I'm probably gonna slow down because I will get really tired with only 3 hours of sleep. I think I might end the readathon off with a romance. I don't know if I want to do Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood or Happy Place. I think I'm gonna put a poll on my TikTok and I'll let people choose and I'll read whichever one. I feel like people are gonna choose Happy Place, but I don't know. The voting will decide that. It's now 11 a.m. As you can see, the light is back outside and I feel human again. Sunlight just motivates me to read, and when it's dark at night, I just want to get in bed, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. After I finish this though, I have to make breakfast and I have to clean. So I'm probably gonna put the audiobook for Project Hail Mary on, and as I've said, people like rave about it and they love it so much, so I'm excited to kind of start the book that way and maybe read more. But yeah, I'll be seeing you guys sometime soon. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I just finished this and I thought the final chapter was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I never would have expected that. And then I proceeded to read the epilogue and I was flabbergasted. I did not expect that. Frida McFadden is always adding some like amazingly thought out plot twist at the end of her books, like in the final 20-30 pages. This was in like the final 5 pages. I'm literally shocked. I don't have words. I will say though that in the epilogue, there's a few like plot holes, which as soon as I finished reading it, I was like, wait, that doesn't 100% make sense, but it's okay because it was such a good plot twist. It was definitely an interesting read, not my favorite from her. I don't think anything's ever gonna read The Boyfriend. I picked it out knowing that it was one of the favorites. Nothing by her has ever beat it yet. We are at the 26-hour mark and it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon, so I think I'm gonna go finally start some chores, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be listening to the Project Hail Mary audiobook, and when I'm finished with that, I'll come back and start reading with you guys. I'm now on page 86 of Project Hail Mary, but my internet sort of went out, so I don't know how I'm gonna give you guys updates. I have a confession. I have been slacking. Really don't even remember the last time I gave you guys an update, but it is a lot later now. We're in hour 31. After the internet stopped working, the timer froze, so I was like, let me go do some editing. So I got that done, but then afterwards I was super tired, so I slept for about 30 minutes. And yes, since then I have been procrastinating, but I'm ready to get back into the book. I'm gonna make a matcha and finally start reading it once again. Guys, I fear a tragedy has struck. Ow! My tripod broke. So you guys are going to be looking at me from awkward angles for the rest of the video. Otherwise, we have less than 12 hours left. We're at hour 36 and a half, past that even. Still reading Project Hail Mary. I'm trying to read this slowly because A, I'm going to be watching the movie soon, and B, just because I've heard such good things about this that I want to slowly consume it. I've been switching between the audiobook, which, you know, audiobook is slower than just reading it, and I've also been reading a few chapters, like switching back and forth almost. After I did some reading, I did actually shower, so now I'm gonna go back to reading, but I'm going to be doing something for the first time ever, which is immersive reading. I've heard such great things about immersive reading. I've just personally never done it, but since I have the audiobook and it's like really, really good, and I have the physical book, I was like, why not try it for the first time? And if you don't know what immersive reading is, it's when you listen to the audiobook and you follow along in the book. So you're simultaneously doing both at the same time and your brain is like, wow. I'm gonna be doing that for an hour. I have a separate timer. Here she is. So I'm gonna see how many pages I can get through. I was gonna record like the 1 hour and like sped up and everything. The tripod did in fact break. I'll just come back and check in with you guys afterwards. My hour of immersive reading is now over and I really like the experience. I increased my reading speed to about the average pace in which I would have normally read. So it was 3 times speed, which I know sounds crazy, but that's just how fast I probably would have read, and I got through it in 91 pages, which is probably about how many pages I would have read. And I really liked it because the nice thing was that I was reading and I was listening, so I didn't even have any type of urge to go on my phone because 2 of my major senses were occupied by the book, and that was really nice. In terms of the book, I am liking it. There's a little bit too much like scientific things because I'm just not a science person, I'm not a math person, and there's both of those subjects in here. I am on the other end of the spectrum. I love Rocky so much. He's so cute. I just want the best for him. Rylan too, he's like super funny, he's super witty.
Their relationship, their banter is so cute, especially seeing them kind of warm up to each other and begin to understand each other. It's a really good progression to see. So I'm gonna finish this and check back in with you guys afterwards. I am back and I finished Project Hail Mary. It's very outside of my comfort zone, but I still thought I'd give it a shot. Was it my favorite book in the world? No. Am I excited to see the movie? Yes. I really like the progression of our two main characters, Rocky and Ryland. It was just so cute seeing them become besties for the resties. I didn't expect what happened at the end. It's not like a plot twist, it's just how the story developed, but I was happy, especially the final page. It warmed my heart so much because I think it spoke a lot to Ryland's character and the reason he did everything he did. And also, Andy Weir, your writing is just so good. It's really witty, it's quick, it's fun to read. To everyone who says listen to the audiobook, you're right. Like, listen to the audiobook. Right now, I think I'm sitting at a 4-star for this. I mean, it takes me a few days to develop a rating, but we are now at hour 39. It's crazy to think there's only 9 hours left in this challenge. What I'm starting now is Palestine. This is a comic, 285 pages in this. I'll read the back description synopsis of it. In the early 1990s, in the waning days of the First Intifada, or uprising against the Israeli occupation, Joe Sacco spent 2 months with Palestinians in East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. He listened to their stories and recorded what he saw, and the result was Palestine, a landmark work of comic journalism and first-person chronicle that has taken readers worldwide into the turbulent streets, the loving homes, and the squalid refugee camps of the Palestinian people. Reading the back of this reminded me so much of my senior year of high school because I actually did the IB program for at least history. And then my senior year, our school had the program in which we took the IB test, and it was about the Middle East and Africa. And we spent, I would say, a good third of our trimester just talking about Palestine, Israel. And we had like debates and we had arguments sometimes, and sometimes there were discussions. We learned, we wrote, I wrote a paper. I remember we had to write a paper and I wrote mine on the Intifada, and so I'm excited to see what this comic teaches me. I'm hopeful that this will be a very good read. I like that it's a comic book, but it still has like a lot of words, so you are actually getting real content and historical information. Guys, I'm exhausted. It's 4 in the morning. I have to wake back up at 7:30, so I think I'm gonna sleep for 3.5 hours. Oh, it's been a little while since I updated you guys. I went to sleep, I woke up at 7:30, I got my brother ready for school. I have a few hours left until my 48-hour readathon is done. I'm picking up Happy Place by Emily Henry. First off, I found this at TJ Maxx for $10, which is such a steal in my opinion. This is the final book of hers that I haven't read yet. Emily Henry is just kind of the queen of contemporary romance. I would describe her writing as like a 2000s rom-com, and who doesn't love a 2000s rom-com? Like, they're perfect. I read A Great Big Beautiful Life, I think at the beginning of this month, and a lot of people say that that is their least favorite, which I honestly really enjoyed. Do I think that there's a few things that she could have done differently? Yeah, but I gave it a pretty high rating. I gave it a 4.25 stars, but I knew it wouldn't be my least favorite because I have a big disliking of People We Meet on Vacation. It's literally over there. It's like that green book. I'm gonna go get into this one and I'll see you guys later. I'm about, I believe, halfway into the book. Yeah, close enough. I'm on page 182. I really like how this has like a bigger cast because her books usually are like the two main characters and then a few people on the outsides, but since everyone is on vacation together, it's cool seeing like the whole friend group and their dynamic, and I love her relationship with like the girls, especially with her best friend Sabrina and Cleo. This is all I have left. The final 30 minutes of the readathon. I'm hoping that I can finish the book in time. I feel like I can. So the next time you see me, the readathon is going to be over. Guys, the readathon is now over. It is the end of this 2-day-long reading journey. I did finish Happy Place. I'm so tired right now. 6 hours of sleep in 2 days has most definitely not been the best, so I'm gonna go rest, probably sleep, and I'll probably be coming back tomorrow to give you guys the whole recap and talk about all the books I read and my ratings and everything. It is now 4 days later, but I am finally doing my update. The reason it took me so long to get to it is literally the day that I finished Happy Place, the final few hours of my readathon. I had the feelings that a cold was coming on, and I was like, if I ignore it, it'll be okay. Well, I ended up sleeping later on that day, and when I woke up that same afternoon, I was in fact sick. The day afterwards, I ended up doing a 12-hour readathon, and even now I have like a headache. I feel like it's connected to my sinus. I really don't know, but I'm ready now to finally talk about everything I read during my 48-hour readathon. I'll go through everything I read, reviews and everything. At this point, I'm pretty sure I've done 3 24-hour readathons, 1 12-hour readathon. My first one was this past weekend, and now a 48-hour readathon. I will definitely say that the 48-hour readathon is my least favorite, just because I'm tired, and eventually once you're doing something for so long, you will get unproductive. So I found myself scrolling and just wasting time. After doing the 12-hour readathon though, I did actually really like that one, and 48 hours is also doable if you have a day to rest afterwards. I needed like 2 days to rest afterwards, and I didn't have 2 days to rest afterwards, so the experience was not like my favorite ever. Now for the books, the first two I want to discuss is Sky Shade and Crown Tide by Alex Astor. I did not like these. These are third and fourth book in her Lightlark series. These are her 2 weakest. The first 2 really weren't even that good. If you want to read it, most definitely do, but I will never tell anyone to read this. Like, I won't be recommending it. I'm so happy that I got these from the library and I didn't buy these with my own money. I'd probably give these both a 3-star, and for me, 3-star is just like not really good. I did read The Bride Test and I liked this. I gave this a 3.75 star. Gave me like a good mental break in between those 2 books. Wasn't anything like extraordinarily special. Read The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Although the ending and the plot twist was really good, I kind of felt like the rest of the book was just okay. It served its purpose. I was entertained. It went by really quickly. I don't know if I would give this a 3.25 or a 3.5. As for Project Hail Mary, I don't want any hate because I know people give this like 5 stars, 6 stars even. They say that it's their holy grail. I would give this a 3.75. I just didn't really resonate with the story. I do feel like the movie adaptation will be like really, really good though, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. Watching it literally in 4 days. Made it to Palestine, the comic. I gave this 4 stars. I just felt like it was really educational. It taught me some things that I really did not even know, and so because of that, I would recommend anyone reads this. Finally, what you guys saw me end off with was Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm pretty sure this is like my second least favorite from her, not because it's bad. It just wasn't my favorite. I feel like her other books have other aspects that I really enjoyed. Harriet and Wynn were like a really cute couple though, and after reading this, I'm excited to maybe get into some other second chance romance. I gave this a 4-star. This is the official stack of everything I ended up reading. 6 books and 1 comic, and I'm gonna count it, okay, because it's a really big comic. So 7 things that I completed in this readathon. I'm happy with everything I got to. Felt like I got through a decent amount, especially since there were some highs and lows throughout this readathon. Will I be doing a 48-hour readathon again? Most probably not, and if I do, I would need like 4 days to like rest and reset afterwards. It's so mentally and even physically draining. Now I'm going to stick to my For now, I'm gonna stick to my 12-hour readathons and my 24-hour readathons. So that is it for today's video. Thank you to everyone who watched this, because filming this video, I was unsure of how it was gonna turn out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video.